This is Headline News, a CNN network.
Mega movie Jurassic Park is more than just a visual experience. Those who sat through it with their eyes shut can tell you the soundtrack can be terrifying as well. Dennis Michael talked to the creators of Dinosaur Dialogue.
You feel that?
Despite the thousands of hours that the recording artists lavished on the soundtrack of Jurassic Park, they don't want moviegoers applauding it.
The soundtrack should never take you out of the screen. It should never, the soundtrack should only enhance what's there visually. If you find yourself sitting in a movie theater and now you're listening to the soundtrack has gone too far.
And the designers had to go far enough as it was to create the sound of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, mostly drawing the voices of the creatures from living animals. Swans and geese, for example, made up part of the hoots of the brachiosaurs. And a stampede of gallimimuses came from the sound of a real stampede, albeit a small one.
We went out and recorded both cattle and horse stampedes. There were only about 3 or 4 cows or horse at a time, but we got them to run around and record as close as we could. That's actually on rock. It's horse on grass.
The digital synclavier, loaded with megabytes of animal sounds, allowed sound designer Gary Rydstrom to play the dinosaur sounds along with film, like an instrumental performance.
Just sort of slowly watch the scene and then...
And the synclavier allowed the sound designers to mix voices, turning a dolphin shriek and a walrus grunt into a raptor snarl.
We blended the two elements together, so I had the low frequency walrus with the high frequency. So I got the terror that I wanted from the dolphin, but I got the size that I wanted from the walrus.
The high-tech approach extends to the mixing room at Lucasfilm Digital. No, your eyes are not fooling you. They do the eye fooling at ILM, another division. The faders on this mixing board are moving by themselves. The mix is memorized by a computer to allow exact reproduction on pass after pass. The engineers don't want you to notice the soundtrack, but in the case of Jurassic Park, the soundtrack was more important than usual.
In this case, I really think that how the dinosaurs sound is very important to their character, and their character is very important to the movie. You could hardly really call them sound effects. They become more dialogue, and it's acting for the dinosaurs.
Dennis Michael, CNN Entertainment News, Skywalker Ranch, California.
And we'll have more news for you in just 2 minutes. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lynn Vaughn. Around the world in 30 minutes, this is Headline News.